Welcome to European Pop Jury. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This is David Gell in the BBC London, welcoming you to our September edition of European Pop Jury with 14 of the best of the new releases around Europe, voted on by juries of pop fans in 7 centres from Finland to Spain. Scores are given to us and the records introduced by some of the top broadcasters around the continent, beginning with Helsinki.
Thank you, David. Tervetuloa syyskuun EPI:hin. Suomessa ovat tässä kuussa melko arvokkaassa seurassa yhtye Punainen Lanka kappaleella Rahapolska ja Seppo Närhi ja Takki pois. Welcome and hello from Helsinki, Finland. We are ready and hand over to Larry Gogan in Dublin.
Good Marco, good fortune-ish, goodbye, you're clear. That's the sound of the Irish jury, a large, happy crowd are all ready to vote. So for now, over to Malmö and Ben Grafström.
Thanks a lot, Larry Gogan. Än en gång välkomna alltså till Europatoppen och till den här första för hösten, ska vi säga, den första Europatoppen för hösten. Uppspelningen av skivorna och röstningen ska strax börja och låt oss naturligtvis då hoppa att det går väldigt bra för de svenska bidragen. Hello Europe, this is Bengt Grafström from the Radio House in Malmö and this is the Swedish jury. Thanks a lot and we hope we'll have a good time together. Now over to Vidar Arnesen in Oslo, Norway.
Ja, her er Oslo, Norge, og vi er da i store studio, klare til å sette i gang med Europatoppen nok en gang. Hello Europe, this is Vidar Arnesen, and here's my jury. We're set to go, so now over to Carlos Tena in Madrid.
Thank you very much, Vidar. Aquí estamos en el estudio 211 en Prado del Rey y esperamos que habrá un poco de suerte para Noel Soto y también, por supuesto, para el grupo de Moon. Hello, Yuri, this is Carlos Tena speaking from Madrid, studio number 1 in National Radio. And head over to Con and Buddha Kramer. Hello, Buddha.
Thank you, Carlos. Hallo und willkommen zur September-Ausgabe der European Pop Jury. 7 Länder, 7 Mann am Mikrofon und 7 Mal ich weiß nicht wie viele Popfreunde als Jury. Und die wollen wir jetzt begrüßen. Hello, friends of the European Pop Jury. This was our jury's greetings to you. Holidays are over. Back to work. Back to David Jalan.
Thank you very much, Buddha. And as always, we begin our pop contest with the first British entry. This month, a new release by Paul Nicholas, who began his working life in a solicitor's office, his dad's in fact, but soon moved into show business, landed the starring role in Hair back in 1968, went on to become a television and film actor, and returned to the stage as a Shakespearean actor. He's starred in the Pete Townsend rock opera Tommy, played Wagner in Listomania, and's had a hit with Reggae Like It Used to Be. Now a brand new release, so votes please Europe for Dancing with the Captain by Paul Nicholas. Well, just in case you're any doubts as to the title, it's called Dancing with the Captain. That's Paul Nicholas. And the first British entry gets a score from London of only 46, which has got to be the lowest beginner we've had in a long time. Helsinki, do you do any better than that, Marco?
52.
52 from Finland, definitely bigger. Irish score, Larry?
Smaller, 43.
Just 43 from Dublin. Malmö, Bengt?
Bigger, 61.
61 from Sweden. Norway, please, Vidar?
Down again, 42.
42 from Oslo. And the Madrid score, Carlos?
Smaller, 39.
Only 39 that time. And finally, the German score, Buddha?
45, David.
45. So on that one, the scores are between 39 and 61, which is not an enormous spread. The first British entry, Dancing with the Captain by Paul Nicholas, gets 328 points. Let's go up to Malmö now for the first Swedish entry, Ben Grafström.
Thanks, David. The first Swedish entry this month is by the world-famous group ABBA. Right now they are preparing themselves for their big tour in Europe and Australia in January, February and March 1977. And I do also know that they will visit Great Britain sometimes in February, so watch out for them. All right, the melody ABBA will sing for us tonight is, of course, Dancing Queen.
They're the record that's currently number 1 on the British charts, Dancing Queen by ABBA, and obviously a high score from our London audience, 91 points. Helsinki, please, Marco.
59.
Just 59 from Finland. Irish score, please, Larry.
It's number 1 in our charts too, and it gets 100 votes from Dublin.
Perfect score from Ireland there. Swedish score, please, Bengt.
95, David.
95 from Malmö. Oslo, please, Vidar.
82 in Norway.
82. It looks like it's going to be a big one. Spanish score, Carlos.
Sorry, David, 39.
Only 39 from Madrid. And Cologne, Buddha.
We give it all the way.
Another 100? Right. 100 again. That time from Germany, so 200s. We haven't had that for a long time. First Swedish entry, Dancing Queen by ABBA. 566. It's going to take some beating. However, many more records to go. We'll see what happens. Here's the first Norwegian entry as we go up to Oslo, Vidar Arnesen.
Well, the first Norwegian entry is written and sung by a young man living in the town Bergen. His name is Helge Nilsen, and he is the leader of a popular pop and dancing group touring on the west coast of Norway. Here's Helge Nilsen and his group, and the song I Never Know.
Well, we've had half the records play, so let's see how things are lining up at this point in the program. In the leading position at the moment is Dancing Queen by ABBA with 566. Skyen by the Memories from Ireland is at 437. In third position is I Never Knew by Helge Nilsen with 383 points. But we've got another 7 records to go, so as I say, anything can happen. And the second British entry this month is the new release by that young Cockney, Tina Charles. And Tina made her first record 6 years ago when she was accompanied by a fellow by the name of Elton John. Well, after a few years of working with people as varied as Selena Jones and Cockney Rebel, she recorded You Set My Heart on Fire, which became a worldwide hit, followed by her enormous success, I Love to Love. Now, let's see how she does with the latest release. Already number 13 in the United Kingdom, Dance, Little Lady Dance, Tina Charles. Here they are then, all 14 records played. Here's how they lined up. Position 14, Happiness is Higher, La Felicidad está más arriba by Noel Soto. In position 13, Rock and Roll Heaven by Flint. In position 12, The Money Polka by Punainen Lanka. Position 11, Dancing with the Captain by Paul Nicholas. 10, Takki Pois, Overcoats by Neri. In position 9, What a Child by The Moon. 8, Beach Party by Love Generation. 7, I Never Know by Helge Nilsen. Position 6, Communicating Love by Ola and the Janglers. In position 5, Ain't That Just the Way by Gro Anita Schön. In position 4, Skyen by The Memories. Now the big three, as I said, with that score of 503 points in position number 3, No No Joe by Silver Convention, the one we just heard. Then with 566 points in second position, ABBA with the first Swedish entry, Dancing Queen. And number 1 in Europe this month, 611 points, the second British entry, Dance Little Lady Dance by Tina Charles. The Lions are currently number 13 in Britain and the top-ranking record in Europe this month. Tina Charles, Dance Little Lady Dance. Well, next month we'll be back with another 14 top new releases from around the continent, and I hope you'll be able to make it to find a hit from our juries around Europe. Till then, this is David Joe wishing you top off listening till our October edition of European Pop Jury.
You're in tune with Radio 2 on 1500 meters, 247 meters, and stereo VHF.
Welcome to European Pop Jury. Thank you very much, and with the August edition of European Pop Jury, this is Andy Cartridge at the BBC in London, ready to share with our friends in 6 other countries the pleasure of presenting to you 14 of the newest European releases. As always, the verdict will be given by the votes of our various young Europeans, and as this is my first European Pop Jury, I'm looking forward to meeting some of the continent's top radio personalities, beginning with Germany, where in Cologne this month it's David Coleman. Hello, David.
Thank you, Andy. Good evening. Guten Abend, Europa aus dem Kölner Jugendpark. Good evening, Europe. Nice to be with you all again. I'm just stepping in for Buddha Kramer, who's on holiday, possibly down in Spain, where we're now going down to see Carlos Tena.
Thank you, David. Welcome to the European Pop Jury again. Aquí estamos en el estudio 211 en Radio Nacional de España en Madrid, dispuestos a ver qué suerte corre en nuestros discos. Hello Europe, this is Carlos Tena speaking from Madrid, and now head over to a beautiful town in Ostende, and our friend Paul de Winter. Hello.
Muchas gracias, Carlos. Een goede avond en welkom allemaal hier in Jeugdclub Non-Stop in Oostende. Jullie kennen het spelletje, de drukknoppen liggen klaar en als jullie het dan nog goed doen, nou dan zitten we toch al in de goede richting. Welcome Europe, this is Paul de Wijngaard at the Belgian coast. Welcome in Ostend, where the youth club Non-Stop is our host this evening. 100 young people are ready to play, so I hand over to Sture Carlson in Malmö.
Thank you, Paul. Ja, hej och välkomna till Studio K7 i Malmö som är fylld av ungdomar försedda med mentometerknappar och som väntar tålmodigt på att få höra dagens 14 skivor. Well, hello there in Europe, this is Sture Carlson in Malmö, and in front of me I've got the Swedish jury eager to start voting on the 14 records today. And from Malmö we now go to Dublin and Larry Gogan.
Margot Studer, the Sforturish, Gaballion Cheer. Well, we've a happy jury here in Dublin this evening. Looking forward to hearing some good sounds, and I'm sure we will. But for now, over to Oslo and Vidar Arnason.
Thank you, Larry. Ja, vi i store studio klare til å ta fatt på høstens første utgave av Europatoppen. Vi håper alle vil være med oss og like platene. Yes, we're ready in Oslo, but because we have a new presenter tonight, I'd like to wish Andy Cartledge welcome to the show, hoping, Andy, that you will enjoy staying with us in the European Pop Jury. So please take over from London, Andy. The show is yours.
Thanks very much indeed there, Vidar. And so we get on with the first British entry. A very familiar name on the British pop scene is a little lady with a big talent and happily a success story to match, Lynsey de Paul. For some 5 or 6 years, she's been writing and performing her own songs. Back in 1972, Sugar Me reached number 5 in Britain and number 1 throughout Europe, and she's been consistently in the charts ever since. So let's see how our European voters receive her latest disc. Lynsey de Paul, You Give Me Those Feelings.
Things like the other guys, you don't buy me flowers, you don't call me up, but you give me something I need a love.
And that was the first British entry from Lynsey de Paul, You Give Me Those Feelings. And what we want now are the feelings of our voters around Europe. Not from Britain, of course, on our own entry. So we begin with you, David, in Cologne.
Yes, 32 points here.
32 from Germany.
32 Punkte aus Deutschland.
And from Carlos in Madrid.
One less, 31.
31 from Spain. And now Paul in Ostend.
Well, a little bit more, Andy. 39.
39 from Belgium. And now from Stora in Malmö. The Swedish score, please.
And we go down to 35.
35. That's 35 from Sweden. Now to Larry Cogan in Dublin for the Irish score, please.
We go up to 42.
42, rather better there from Dublin. And finally, Vidar in Oslo. What about the Norwegian score?
The first score from Norway is low, 15.
15. Only 15 from Norwegian voters. So that's a total of 194 on the first British entry. You Give Me Those Feelings from Lynsey de Paul. So let's see what kind of competition Germany can offer. Back to you, David, in Cologne for the first German entry.
Thank you, Andy. Our first entry is by 2 young ladies who hail from Spain. They came to Germany recently and called themselves Bachara, and they're having...
That was Pepe by the New Jordal Swingers, the second Norwegian entry. And our British voters obviously liked it. They gave it a score of 90 points. But in Germany, what about the German score, David?
36, Andy.
36? 36 from Germany. And Carlos, what about the Spanish score?
Oh, poor Pepe, 22.
Only 22 from the Spanish voters. Paul, in Ostend, what about the Belgian score?
Well, we like it, Andy. 83.
83 from Ostend. Stora in Malmö, what about the Swedish score?
Well, our final score is 36.
36 from Sweden. And Larry in Dublin, the Irish score?
We didn't like it. 29.
29 from Dublin. Well, there we are. That completes the voting for the second Norwegian entry. And 296 is the total. 296. Well, there we are. We've heard all 14 records. The votes are cast. And the moment of truth is here. In third position, It's Yes Sir I Can Boogie by Bachra. It's the first German entry. That got 407 votes. In second position, Think I'm Going to Fall in Love With You by the Dooleys. That was the second British entry and got 431 votes. And so the winner of this month's European Pop Jury, I Hate the Music by Peter Griffin, the second German entry, and that got 459 votes.
I hate the music, but people say I sing my song so well. I just can't sing it without you. Ooh, I hate the music, 'cause every time I hear that melody.
And that's the sound of Peter Griffin, I Hate the Music, the winning record in this month's European Pop Jury. I look forward to next time when we'll have 14 more new releases collecting votes from around Europe. Until then, from me, Andy Cartridge in London, thank you for joining us, and now, goodbye.
The music, 'cause every time I hear that melody, it just reminds me of the things we did.
You're tuned to Radio 2. The time now, 11 o'clock.
Two minutes past 10, and you're with Radio 2, in tune with you on 693 at 909 kilohertz, and in stereo on VHF.
Welcome to European Pop Jury. Hello once again, this is Colin Berry in a freezing cold London, following hot on the heels of our Best of European Pop Jury. Here we are already with our first contest of 1982. Remember, it's all just a bit of fun and not to be taken too seriously. We've got our jury here in London. Let's greet the rest of Europe by saying hello firstly to Danke Trelim in Oslo.
Og vi på plass I store studio med en stor gruppe. Here in Oslo, we are preparing the World Championship in skiing in the end of February. But now it's European Pop Jury, and we hand over to Rafael Abitboul in Madrid.
Thank you. Hola desde Madrid, queridos amigos de Europa. Feliz año 1982 a todos los realizadores y oyentes del European Pop Jury, y esperamos que os guste este primer programa del año. Y ahora damos paso a Larry Gogan desde Dublín. Hello from Madrid. To all our friends in Europe, hope you'll enjoy our first program of 1982. And by the way, Happy New Year to everybody, the makers and the takers of European Pop Jury. And now let's hear from Larry Gogan in Dublin.
Gurmahagad Raphael, Forturov, Gabalior Clear. Welcome to a very cold Dublin. It's been more like the North Pole over the last week here, but in the radio centre, nice and warm, and we're looking forward to some fun over the next hour or so. So for now, over to Joachim Forsell in Malmö.
Thank you, Larry. Hej och välkomna till årets första Europatoppen-programmet där 12 låtar från 6 olika europeiska länder röstas fram. Hello and welcome to Malmö on the first European Pop Jury of 1982. Hope you will enjoy the program. We wish all our competitors the best of luck in this music game and may the best sound win. Och nu över till Buddha Kremer I Köln.
Hejsan och välkommen I gänget. Hallo, guten heute aus dem Jugendcenter in Köln-Deutz. Wir sind heute über 300 und grüßen alle anderen in den 5 Ländern draußen. Hello, good evening from Cologne. And mind you, we have done the show a week earlier. We would have sounded like out of a submarine. The Rhine River was inside again. Recently emerged, we hand back to London. Hello, Colin.
Thank you very much indeed, Buddha. Now then, the final European Pop Jury of 1981 resulted in a win for us in Britain. In fact, at the outcome, the same song won our Best of Pop Jury programme. To remind you, here it is again. It scored 336 points when it won first time around. It's Status Quo and Rock and Roll.
Never thought I'd have a worry or need to be alone. Playing near or far too many times I should have known. It can lose you all to sleep at night.